My name is David Ralicke, and I play horns in Dengue Fever. I play saxophone, a little trumpet, and a little flute, and a little synthesizer. On one song. 2 songs now.
And my name is Ethan Holtzman. I play keys. Yeah, at home I play the Farfisa and like the Wurlitzer when we record, but live I bring the Nord stage compact, and that's what's been consistent for us.
And how long's Dengue Fever been around?
Dengue Fever, we've been a band for about 10 years now.
Yeah.
Veterans.
And you guys, and both of your backgrounds, like you were in other bands before?
I mean, I played in other bands that didn't do much. Dengue Fever was my first real band where, you know, where we actually make CDs and put them out, and there's 6 months prior to prepare and tour. So this is my first serious project, but David's been doing it for eons.
Yeah, I played with a bunch of different bands. Right before Dengue Fever, I was playing in Beck's band. I did that for about 4 years, traveling and recording. And then I've done a lot of different recording with different people. I've recorded with Macy Gray. I don't know. There's a lot of different things, I guess. The list is not that important, but other to say that yes, I do a lot of other kinds of music as well. But Dengue Fever is the band that I'm in.
How's the tour been so far? Like, you know, how many cities have you played? How many dates?
So yeah, we've been touring. We toured all over. We toured, you know, like I said, we were in. We started in the Midwest, like Chicago, Milwaukee, and kind of just drove across the country to the East Coast, hit all the major cities, and then we flew to London. And Ray Davies was hosting Meltdown. Ray Davies from the Kinks. So he invited us, and we played what was that? Queens, one of the Queens Hall. It was really fun. And then we did Glastonbury, and it was rainy and muddy and normal. And then now we're here in New York, and
we did get to go home between that time really quick. We went home for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. We jumped in the Pacific Ocean for a minute, and now we're back in New York.
Yes.
Too funny. How did you come up with the name Dengue Fever?
I went to Cambodia, and my friend got dengue fever. So he was bit by a mosquito during the day when we were checking out Angkor Wat in Siem Reap, and we had to take transportation from the capital, Phnom Penh. So we were like, let's see the country. We took a boat up and a truck back. So he got bit by the mosquito, was sick as hell, and we were taking the truck back. And so he was up front, and I was in the back with all the villagers, and they just kept piling. It was like a pyramid in this truck. Bald tires and bridges were blown up. It was a scary drive, and I just was check in on him, and the driver was playing Cambodian rock, and I asked him to write down some names for me so I can get some music. So when I did buy some cassette tapes, you know, and then we were starting this band, it was like, what about Dengue Fever? Because that was what I first thought of. My friend had it then.
Were there particular influences that sort of made you decide, yeah, this is the kind of stuff we want to do? Any particular artists you want to mention? Or?
I mean, the great Cambodian artist is Sin Sisamu. He wrote over 1,000 songs. It's kind of compared to like the Bob Dylan of Cambodia, and he worked with some great singers. Rosary Satia was like the golden voice of Cambodia, and Penron is another one. But they all died during the Khmer Rouge because they're genocide. They didn't like artists or musicians or free thinkers. They killed everybody.
Yeah.
So now it's like we just like this music and started a band based on it. I mean, now we're writing original music and doing our own thing. But this is what inspired us to form, and now it helps us. We go back to Cambodia. We're working with some organizations that help kids, Cambodian Living Arts, teach them traditional song and dance, keep it alive so they won't lose their culture.
The number is bad. 90% of the musicians during that period died.
Now, what year was that about?
It's in 76.
Yeah, between 74 and 79. So Cambodia Living Arts, for instance, is taking the people, the remaining musicians who remember how to make some of the old instruments, who know some of the old songs, because they're old now, trying to keep them healthy, and they're helping children learn the new songs, paying them a little stipend, because the parents won't let them just go like learn songs without, you know, they got to get a job or something. So it's good. They're doing an amazing thing to save Cambodian culture. Really. So it's exciting. And it's exciting for us to be part of that, and to get to go play in Cambodia. And the songs, some of the we do a lot of original songs, but of the classic Cambodian songs that we do, they're very famous in Cambodia. They're like cultural identity kind of songs, you know, like a Beatles song in England or something. So
Exactly.
for them, when we play those songs, it really reminds them of a good time in Cambodia. For the older people, they remember the good times. It's like they hear the song, they remember that when times were good and before all the bad stuff happened. So they're significant songs, you know, even though when you hear them, they're just kind of fun, nice pop songs, whatever. They have a deep emotional presence.
That's very cool. Now, so continuing on that, do you feel like maybe the younger generation, do they accept you as much, or do you ever get kind of like resistance or critique?
No. It's been all positive, and it's they're little kids. Sometimes the grandparents turn on their kids to it. They're like, look at this music that I heard, because they'll hear us on NPR, and it's just a mix. I mean, Cambodians, it's like a lot of young, you know, whatever, early 20s, early 30s, they come out to the shows, but then sometimes you'll see them with their parents. One time, like, a grandma got up on stage and sang with us one of the old songs in Washington, D.C., which it's fun.
What's also interesting, though, too, is that we get I've had a number of people come up to me who are younger people, are American. They grew up in America, but their parents were from Cambodia. And they're like, oh yeah, my mom used to play those songs, I used to hate it. But you guys make me love those songs again. You know what I mean? Like, you guys make me love those songs. Like, I used to not like them when I was younger, but when you guys play them, you know, they're cool. So it's kind of interesting that we're able to reintroduce some of those songs to those people who maybe have been like a little bit more alienated from the old stuff. So that's kind of exciting.
Well, you know, it was pretty interesting to me because, like I said, personally, I've never heard firsthand Cambodian pop. And so I'm trying to figure out how much of that is from, like, your own Western influences.
The surf element is something that the Cambodians had adopted from hearing American radio during the Vietnam War. So they were adopting that kind of Western rock, surf influence into their traditional stuff. So that's their fusion of it. And then the melodies, of course, are primarily still traditional in a sense, culturally. And then we heard that and done our version of it. And then are creating new music based upon that sound.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a cross-pollination going back and forth.
That's really cool. I mean, I love it. It's like a fusion on a fusion on a fusion.
Yes, yeah. Well, that's the great thing about music, is it's borderless. You know, people can just absorb things from any source.
As far as I could tell, like, you guys have been with the band since inception in 2001 or so, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really great. And the other members of the band, so they're not here right now. Would you like to just mention their names and what they play? And
Yeah, we have the big man Senon Williams on bass, and our singer's Chhom Nimol. And we got my brother Zac Holtzman, plays guitar and sings. Paul Smith plays drums. And then when we're fortunate enough, we have Nappy G, who lives here in Brooklyn, playing percussion. He's phenomenal, but he's in Europe right now, so.
well, that was pretty cool to check out.
Yeah, oh, he's good, huh?
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I have to ask two things. I have beard envy with your brother. You know, I mean, he has this, like, how long is it? Did it take him to grow that fantastic beard?
The beard, I gather, I hear this a lot. It took him maximum, it takes about 2 years, and then it stops growing.
Really?
Full on. But yeah, and then he's had it forever. He was born with it. No, but then there was one time that he was working with like some power tools, and it was some type of, I don't know, some type of spinning tool, and it grabbed a grinder, and it grabbed the beard and just tore it off, half of it. He just had a little bit and then some drips of blood, and that was the last time he shaved.
Yikes.
Oh, how old is your beard?
Mine's the same. Mine just stops like after a year. It never goes past this. Just
Really?
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
You get what you get, man.
I get what you get exactly.
Nice.
And his guitar. Did he build that, or he had someone build it for him?
Oh, the double neck?
Yeah.
The Mastodon. Yeah, he had a friend now, Mel. What was his last name?
I forget Mel's last name.
Mel is his name, and Mel built it. They talked about it, and it incorporates the Chapai Dong Vang, which is a Cambodian instrument, with the Fender Jazzmaster. And we had a contest and picked the best name, and it went with the fans, and it's the Mastodon, like Jazzmaster, Chapai Dong Vang.
Yeah.
And so it's got a little bit of Cambodian culture and a little bit American, and kind of sums up what the band's about.
That's pretty cool.